Namaskar, good morning, and a very warm welcome to the India-Russia Business Forum, which is a key platform for strengthening economic and strategic ties between the two countries. It brings together business leaders, government officials, and development organizations to discuss opportunities for mutual growth. Please join me in extending a very warm welcome to the first Deputy Prime Minister of the Russian Federation, His Excellency, Mr. Denis Manturov, and Honorable Minister for External Affairs, Republic of India, Dr. S. Jaishankar. Can I request everyone to please put your hands together? We also extend a very warm welcome to the Minister of the Government of Moscow, Head of the Department for External, Economic and International Relations of Moscow, and Chairman of the Board of the Business Council for Cooperation with India, Mr. Sergei Cheremin. Ambassador of the Russian Federation to the Republic of India, His Highness Mr. Denis Alipov. His Excellency Mr. Denis Alipov. Ambassador of the Republic of India to the Russian Federation, His Excellency Mr. Vinay Kumar. President of FICCI and Group CEO and Managing Director of Mahindra Group, Dr. Anish Shah. Vice President FICCI and Vice Chairman, RPG Group, Dr. Anant Goenka. Thank you everyone for being here. Without further ado, let's move forward in our formal proceedings, and it's my absolute honor to invite Dr. Anish Shah, President, FICCI, to deliver the welcome address and set the context of today's discussion. Everyone, please put your hands together. Thank you so much. A warm welcome on stage, sir.
Good morning. His Excellency Denis Manturov, His Excellency Dr. Jaishankar, Mr. Sergei Cheremin, His Excellency Mr. Denis Alipov, Ambassador of the Russian Federation to India, and His Excellency Mr. Vinay Kumar, Ambassador of India to Russia. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure to be here to welcome our guests from Russia. On behalf of FICCI, it is my privilege to welcome our esteemed guests, and I would like to start with congratulating Russia for its impactful initiatives during the BRICS presidency. Under the theme, Strengthening Multilateralism for Just Global Development and Security, moreover, our collaborative efforts on various areas recognized in the Kazan Declaration included global governance reforms, global and regional security, financial innovation, macroeconomic policy coordination, and strengthening of health systems. This will take us a long way in navigating the rapidly evolving global dynamics. FICCI is a national secretariat to the BRICS Business Council and the BRICS Women's Business Alliance, and we participate in very meaningful business engagements that were organized by our friends in Moscow just ahead of the summit. Russia and India have enjoyed a long-standing partnership, one that has withstood the test of time, evolving geopolitics, and the needs of our nations. Our partnership rests on a solid foundation of historic ties and mutual respect. Our gathering here today, amidst the presence of senior political and business leaders in this room, reflects a shared dedication of both nations towards enhancing economic cooperation and creating a more robust and resilient investment environment. The India-Russia relationship goes beyond economic ties, and over the decades, we've seen cultural ties being very strong. Indian movies have been very popular in Russia, and a number of Indian movies have been shot in Russia with the beautiful locales there. And this is one that has brought our nations together. We need to do more, and the question is, how do we work together to create an even stronger partnership? The presence of a large number of business and government leaders here today is a step in that direction. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Anisha, for the powerful welcome address. There couldn't be a better way to set the tone of the day. It's my privilege now to invite Honorable Minister, Mr. Sergey Cheremyan, to kindly deliver his remarks. A warm welcome on the stage, sir.
Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, honorable participants of the forum, very good morning. It's a great honor for me to welcome you on behalf of the Business Council for Cooperation with India. This year, we witness a very optimistic trend in further development of economic cooperation and growth of trade between our countries. New impulse was given to boost bilateral ties on BRICS summit in Kazan that proclaimed new initiatives like joint investment platform, mechanism of digital transactions, stock exchanges for different commodities. As the Prime Minister of India stated on the summit, our efforts of BRICS members open new horizons to facilitate export of agricultural products, creating industrial chains, promoting of electronic trading, establishing special economic zones. Inspired by the guidelines of our leaders, Business Council organized a wide range of roadshows, special conferences, business missions. Let me mention just a few most important. Starting from Smart Cities India Expo in January, when working group of Joint Commission on Preferential Investment Projects that took place in the Situation Center of the Government of Moscow in April. Then Business Dialogue Russia-India on St. Petersburg International Economic Forum, and special session focused on dynamic of small and medium-sized enterprises, keys to sustainable growth in June. All discussions showed tremendous interest to cooperation in such sectors as pharma and consumer products, construction and development, logistics and engineering, information technologies and software, artificial intelligence and processing of big data, machinery and robotics, creative industries and tourism. Hundreds of B2B meetings were held on the sidelines of these events. In partnership with FICCI, CII and Indian Business Alliance, we hosted many delegations in Russia, including Young Entrepreneurs Association. The Festival of Indian Culture in Moscow in August had a phenomenal success with more than 2 million attendants. This year, we have paid particular attention to enhance inter-regional ties. The initiative of signing programs for cooperation between Moscow government and the states of Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh and Andhra Pradesh is in process now. The interaction proved that our partners are interested in using Russian companies' expertise and experience in modernization of infrastructure, construction of subway and tunnels, transport hubs, as well as a digital solution in healthcare and education, which can contribute to implementation of Smart India mission strategy, programs Make in India, Clean India, and others. Largest metropolises of your country, for example, are keen to explore Russian best practices of operating an intellectual transport management system, executing the smart and safe city solutions, cybersecurity, video systems with face recognition, e-government services, command and control centers for city management, application of big data and analytics in urban planning using digital twin city. The wide access to local marketplaces and trade platforms can provide access to an enormous number of goods and services and also can boost bilateral trade. As a result of exit of Western brands from Russian Federation, the market retail and fashion could be a new niche for Indian partners. Active communication between our business communities has revealed a list of pending issues that we would like to put kindly under consideration of Your Excellencies and in agenda of the Joint Commission. It includes such problems as still existing difficulties with transactions and settlements, sometimes not reasonable compliance procedures imposed by banks. We need to elaborate mutual guarantees, efficient tools and incentives to promote and stimulate bilateral direct investments. One of the key tasks is the alternative payment system using contemporary fintech solutions and national currencies, assistance of our export institutions for small and medium-sized enterprises. These measures, in conjunction with already existing simplification of the visa regime, could encourage development of hospitality industry and tourism, business contacts and labor migration. In cooperation with Synergy University and business communities of both countries, we are opening on the 12th of November the representative office of the Russian Indian Business Council in New Delhi. Its mission is to create a multifunctional platform that can combine permanent exposition of Russian products and technologies, consulting center for companies from both countries, human resource agency to hire labor power for different industries. It will have qualified personnel and resource to update about challenges and changes in legislation and custom regulation, provide legal opinion on business procedures. Let me express our gratitude to FICCI, Ministry of Trade and Industries, Sberbank of India, Russian Export Center, and Roscongress for their contribution and support of today's forum. Moreover, I would like to highlight that as part of today's commemorate event, 6 memorandums of understanding will be signed between Russian and Indian partners. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your attention, and please be reassured that we are open for partnership in all the spheres, and joining efforts we will reach much earlier than 2030's $100 billion target in bilateral trade announced by our leaders. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister, for your inspiring words and igniting our spirits. It's my honor now to invite His Excellency, First Deputy Prime Minister of the Russian Federation, Mr. Denis Mantru, to share the special address with our esteemed guests and dignitaries gathered here today. Everyone, please put your hands together. A warm welcome. Mr. Denis.
Уважаемый господин Jaishankar, дорогие друзья, рад приветствовать участников и гостей Российско-Индийского бизнес-форума. Прежде всего, хотел бы поблагодарить всех причастных к организации этого мероприятия и, в первую очередь, моего коллегу, друга, господина Jaishankara, за согласие организовать это мероприятие. У нас уже сложилась традиция привязки к межправительственным комиссиям организовывать бизнес-форумы. И завтра также межправительственная комиссия, очередное заседание будет проходить в Дели, где мы будем рассматривать выработку стратегических решений для расширения партнерства наших государств. При этом основная прикладная задача по развитию торговых связей, производственной и технологической кооперации лежит, конечно же, прежде всего на плечах бизнеса. И могу уверенно сказать, что деловые круги России и Индии сегодня смотрят в одном направлении, невзирая на непростые внешние условия, демонстрирует твердый настрой на прагматизм и готовность к кооперации. Объективным показателем этого служат рекордные объемы товарооборота, на который мы вышли в прошлом году. И есть все предпосылки уже в текущем году превзойти это достижение. Вместе с тем, помимо количественного роста взаимной торговли, нам важно диверсифицировать ее структуру. Не просто сбалансировать товарные потоки, но увеличить долю несырьевой высокотехнологичной продукции. Условия для этого формируют две схожие по духу национальные программы. Имея в виду курс на технологический суверенитет, взятый правительством России, и программу Make in India. Обе эти инициативы нацелены на ускорение темпов производства, развития инноваций и снятия инфраструктурных ограничений. Такой подход обеспечивает нашим странам опережающий рост внутреннего валового продукта. И одна из базовых основ этого является обрабатывающая промышленность. В России по итогам 8 месяцев текущего года объемы производства увеличились почти на 8%. Высокую динамику демонстрирует инвестиции в основной капитал. В обрабатывающих отраслях за первое полугодие они приросли на 25%. То есть авторы санкций не добились своих целей. Напротив, вектор движения нашей страны на суверенное развитие стал только четче и тверже. Пользуясь возможностью, хотел бы обозначить ключевые технологические направления, на которых наша страна делает сегодня приоритетный акцент. По каждому из них у нас с вами есть опыт успешной работы, что является хорошей отправной точкой для расширения партнерства. В частности, речь идет про развитие всех видов транспорта, включая внедрение беспилотных технологий и перевод машин на альтернативные виды топлива. В фокусе нашего особого внимания серия масштабных энергетических инициатив. имея в виду развитие потенциала атомного сектора, производства турбин большой мощности, оборудование для солнечной и ветрогенерации, совершенствование СПГ-технологий. Еще один наш приоритет – это обеспечение системы здравоохранения передовыми лекарственными препаратами и медицинскими изделиями. Усиление лидирующих позиций России в области ядерной медицины, производстве вакцин и развитии сегмента клеточной инженерии. Следующий трек – это решение для повышения производительности сельского хозяйства, в том числе за счет генетических и биотехнологий, систем точного земледелия, технологий ирригации и рекультивации. Кроме того, мы намерены активно наращивать компетенции по высокотехнологичным средствам производства, по технологиям для перехода к экономике замкнутого цикла, а также продолжим развитие космических сервисов и услуг. Обозначенное направление получит мощный импульс за счет реализации специализированных национальных проектов. Они стартуют с января 2025 года и рассчитаны на 6-летний цикл, обеспеченный финансовой и регуляторной поддержкой государства. Особо хочу отметить, что, следуя курсом на технологический суверенитет, мы приветствуем участие в этом индийских компаний. Механизмы для такой межгосударственной кооперации у нас уже сформированы. То же самое касается инфраструктурных проектов, среди которых выделю транспортный коридор север-юг, морскую артерию Владивосток-Ченай и, конечно, Северный морской путь. Их полноформатное использование существенно снизит время и стоимость грузоперевозок и станет важным элементом дальнейшего развития торгово-экономических связей наших стран. Все необходимое для этого у нас уже есть. И речь прежде всего про эффективно работающие институты поддержки экспорта и импорта, готовность решать вопросы взаиморасчетов и расширять контакты на региональном уровне. Ну и, конечно, самое главное – это многолетняя дружба наших народов. Чтобы в полной мере реализовать потенциал нашего партнерства, нам нужно повышать интенсивность прямых контактов. В этой связи отмечу новый перспективный формат коммуникации по линии малых и средних компаний, имея в виду пилотный проект Российского агентства стратегических инициатив по созданию системы единого канала экспорта. Она консолидирует информацию о российских компаниях, как готовых к работе на рынке Индии, так и заинтересованных в импортных поставках. Сегодня эта инициатива будет презентована в ходе панельной сессии по торговым вопросам. В целом мы продолжим активно стимулировать участие российских предпринимателей в проводимых в Индии конгрессно-выставочных мероприятиях. Рассчитываем на аналогичную позицию со стороны наших индийских коллег в части поощрения деловых миссий в России. Дорогие друзья, пользуясь этой площадкой, приглашаю вас к участию в 2025 году в нашей главной промышленной выставке «Инопром», которая будет проходить в Екатеринбурге с 7 по 10 июля. И единожды, кстати, Индия уже была страна-партнером в этом мероприятии. И также ждем делегации из Индии на международной конференции «Цифровая индустрии промышленной России. В июне будет проходить в Нижнем Новгороде. И, конечно, на Петербургском международном экономическом форуме также в июне и на юбилейном 10-м Восточном экономическом форуме во Владивостоке в сентябре. Я хочу вам пожелать успехов и до новых встреч. Спасибо за внимание.
Thank you, His Excellency, Mr. Dennis Mantrao, for your phenomenal address. Moving forward, ladies and gentlemen, it's my absolute pride, privilege, and pleasure to invite Honorable Minister for External Affairs of the Republic of India, Dr. S. Jaishankar, to share the keynote address with our distinguished guests and honored delegates here today. A warm welcome on the stage, sir. Everyone, please put your hands together.
Your Excellency, First Deputy Prime Minister Denis Mantrao, Minister Sergei Cheremin, our two ambassadors, President FICCI, Dr. Anish Shah, distinguished participants. It's a great pleasure to join you all at this forum this morning. I thank the organizers for their excellent arrangements and painstaking preparations. Friends, we meet today to discuss and explore new business opportunities between India and Russia. This takes place barely 3 months after the annual summit between our leaders in Moscow. They also had another opportunity to interact last month in Kazan. Those occasions have provided a strategic direction whose economic dimension we seek to realize through this gathering. But there is also a larger international setting in which we should place our cooperation. The world is moving towards ever greater multipolarity, and devising appropriate methods of cooperation is essential if we are to keep up. Moreover, Russia has consciously focused more deeply on Asia since 2022. This has created many more avenues of cooperation. That we have a long history of strong convergence and deep friendship allows us to make the best of both factors. That the two economies are so complementary is also a key consideration. A partnership between an India that has an 8% growth rate for multiple decades ahead and a Russia that is a key natural resources provider as well as a major technology leader will serve both of them and the world well. Keeping that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, let me highlight 10 significant developments that we need to take note of. 1. Our bilateral trade today is $66 billion. This makes the goal of reaching $100 billion by 2030 more than realistic. 2. The balance of trade, however, needs urgent redressal since it is so one-sided. It is imperative that non-tariff barriers and regulatory impediments are speedily addressed for this to happen. 3. The India-Eurasian Economic Union trade in goods negotiations commenced in March this year. We need to vigorously take it forward. 4. the first ever bilateral investment forum took place in Moscow in April 2024. We also need to expedite negotiations on the bilateral investment treaty. 5. The program for cooperation in regard to the Russian Far East from 2024 to 29 was signed in July during the annual summit. It encourages other related activities, including in the connectivity sphere. 6. Mutual settlement of trade in national currencies is of great importance, especially in the current circumstances. Special rupee Vostro accounts are right now an effective mechanism. However, even in the short run, a better trade balance with national currency settlements is obviously the answer. 7. Signing of a bilateral agreement between our customs authorities of the two countries in May 2024 on authorized economic operators has had a big impact on smoothening the ease of doing trade. 8. 3 connectivity initiatives, and the First Deputy Prime Minister mentioned it as well. 3 connectivity initiatives between us: the International North-South Transport Corridor, the Chennai-Vladivostok Corridor, and the Northern Maritime Route, all need continued attention if we are to realize their full potential. 9. A growing Russian appreciation of Make in India as a program to deepen business will certainly help to take forward our cooperation in many, many domains. And finally, I flag to your attention the importance of non-economic domains such as education or film as contributions to a larger societal but also economic connect between us. Now, all of these issues, the 10 that I listed, they're all expressions of the task that our leaders have given during the annual summit to develop a comprehensive economic partnership between India and Russia. In fact, they have also charged us with developing a program of economic cooperation till 2030, on which work is currently underway. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am sure you will agree that the business community of both countries should take note and appreciate the strong direction given by the governments to take forward our trade and investment ties. It is natural that there would be concerns such as banking and payment related issues, concerns like logistical challenges, including shipping, insurance and reinsurance, as well as market access issues. Obviously, we have to find solutions that work to the comfort level of those who are actually involved in trade. I am confident that today's gathering and the sessions that will follow will facilitate an open exchange of views in this regard, with the expectation of coming up with mutually beneficial and workable answers. Friends, we are all aware of the complementary nature of our respective economies. If we recognize that fully, then it also follows that our approach is not transactional but aimed at building long-term partnerships. In energy domains such as oil, gas, coal or uranium, India will always be a major player in the international markets. This applies as well to the demand for fertilizers of various kinds. Constructing a mutually beneficial arrangement will help us both address the volatility and the uncertainty of our times. The emergence of a global workplace is also today an increasing reality. Demographic unevenness has created demand and supply imbalances across the world. India and Russia can be partners in this regard as well. It would require a focused initiative that customizes human resources in India for the Russian market. That is best done with the active participation of businesses. Friends, tomorrow, the India-Russia Intergovernmental Commission will be meeting in Delhi to take stock of our bilateral cooperation. Your deliberations can provide a valuable input for policymakers to consider. We look forward to receiving these at the conclusion of this forum. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, His Excellency, Dr. S. Jaishankar, for bringing all the light, all the energy in the room. Thank you so much. Now we come to a segment of our program with the industry presentations from India and Russia. This part of the forum will showcase insights from key players across sectors, highlighting advancements, collaborative opportunities, and innovations that are shaping the future of India-Russia business relations. May I request all the speakers to kindly keep the presentations brief and stick to the allotted time. Requesting for the very first presentation